shoreline designation maps or the zoning maps. It's a whole library of maps you can just click on and link to. What we had printed off here is just the non-motorized transportation plan that shows kind of the trail connections and kind of what's in the plan for the planners to be looking towards, either when new properties come up for development or as acquisition targets down the road. And they're delineated in yellow on these maps. And then over here, this is just a topographic map with shaded relief that we printed off. It doesn't have all the lots or the plans, so to speak. It does have existing trails as tracked by GPS with the Grand Forest standing out. But I'm here to answer questions. Anybody has questions? And the topo is really kind of interesting to really see how the island shapes up. There's a few hills. But I will say what's really, just to give you the plug, I guess, from Non-Motorized, it's budget season and council's looking at a proposed budget that for road-based facilities is really pretty good. They've addressed a lot of concerns from our committee in terms of creating a spot improvement fund for small fixes around the island. They've included our top 5 kind of safety priorities that we developed with. These are road safety issues that we've identified 5 projects with squeaky wheels. Sections where there's shoulder, and then missing shoulder, and then back. So one of them we just walked by is on Wyatt between Madison and Grow, where there's a shoulder. It starts off and then it just ends, and it's right across from where the Grow community is going to be putting in a shoulder. So we're hoping to be able to kind of coordinate those efforts so they can build both at the same time. But in general, all of those are in the planning. What was missing was a dedicated amount of any kind of allocation for an annual trails fund. Parks does trails, but they're focused on getting people to parks, and this is more of a transportation. So we're hoping to have a small budget. I think the number's been suggested that it's like $1 per resident. So it's modest, but it gives our committee something to prime the pump with, and to work with other agencies or non-governmental and get the community involved. We just had a dedication this morning of the new almost 1,400 feet of separated pathway, gravel path on Bethany Lutheran Church, their entire frontage of Sportsman's Club Road. And when you see that, it's like an isolated link, but when you see the bigger picture, I'd be happy to explain, it really has some real important, there's a missing gap between that and up by New Brooklyn, but we get that filled in, and then there's some really good access to parklands, wildlands. Literally, when you're standing at the corner of High School Road and Sportsman's Club, right there at the corner of Bethany right now, you're 2, maybe not even 2 full easements away from connecting to Linwood Center. By trail, mostly trail, and some. Or to Battle Point Park. Or at that point you're one property away from connecting to all of the Grand Forest, which is through the Sakai Woodward School properties, and Go Bainbridge is working and talking with the school district right now about that.
And over here is Hilltop. Carol Sperling has information on Hilltop and the Land Trust, right?
Right. Yeah. And for hikers and walkers, the good news is that the Park District is putting in a trail to connect the east and west parts of the Grand Forest, and the trail has pretty much been put in now, and it doesn't connect yet all the way to the east, but it's all the way across Hilltop. So I guess this group might be taking a walk up there as one of the Sunday walks. I hope so.
Yep.
And one of the key things for the Land Trust is that we're still raising funds for this purchase, so if you feel inclined, we'd be happy to talk to you. But more importantly is that these things are getting done. All fits in with what John's doing, and we're real excited about Hilltop. 31 acres.
And I'd like to mention too that the Friends of Farms has their monthly farm tour next Sunday, which starts at 2 o'clock at the Day Road Farm Stand, and it walks through the 9 properties of the Day Road farm area down to Morales and back. So that's monthly, which is the second Sunday of the month at 2 o'clock at the farm stand.
And we'll do these the first Sunday of every month.
March. Yeah. And thank you, Dana. Good job.
And we're going to walk rain or shine. Different route every time. Different route every time.